Ludmila Pavlichenko needed to be an educator. All things being equal, she turned into the best female expert marksman ever. Brought into the world in what is currently Ukraine, Ludmila and her family moved to Kiev when she was 14. A self-depicted Spitfire who was savagely serious and delighted in sports, she joined a shooting club and turned into a refined sharpshooter, procuring the Voroshilov Sharpshooter Identification and Marksman Testament. She accepted a position at the Kiev Weapons Store manufacturing plant and went to night school prior to selecting at Kiev College in 1937. She concentrated on history there, expecting to be a teacher, and was an individual from the school's track group. Likewise, she signed up for a Red Armed Force killing school while going to college. Ludmila was in her fourth year concentrating on history at Kiev College when Nazi Germany attacked the Soviet Association in 1941. She was among the main round of workers to enroll at her neighborhood selecting office armed force. At first constrained to be a medical caretaker, she involved her experience as a novice sharpshooter and her honors to join the infantry and become an expert rifleman. The chief fights she battled in were the attack of Odessa, August to October 1941, and the attack of Sevastopol, October 1941 – July 1942. She immediately demonstrated her abilities enduring an onslaught. During the attack of Odessa, she recorded 187 kills. In the attack of Sevastopol, she talented 257 aggressors. As of now, her abilities were eminent inside her own military, as well as the German armed force. More risky missions were relegated to her thus. These included counter-killing. One such duel endured 3 days. The German armed force endeavored to pay off her to abscond by offering chocolate. Afterward, they compromised her through amplifier to dissect her into sums equivalent to every one of her kills. Ludmila was glad to hear that the adversary precisely realized her kill number. When she was injured by a mortar shell in June 1942, she had been elevated to lieutenant, prepared different marksmen, and had 309 affirmed kills, all by the age of 25. In 1942, Ludmila was shipped off North America at the command of the Soviet Association to rustle up help for the partners to open a second front against Nazi Germany. She turned into the main Soviet resident to be gotten by a U.S. president when Franklin Roosevelt invited her to the White House. Eleanor Roosevelt welcomed her to visit the U.S. What's more, discuss her encounters, and during the visit, the two started up a relationship. Tragically, the press didn't view her in a serious way. In a 1942 Time magazine interview she expressed, "I'm stunned at the sort of inquiries put to me by the ladies press journalists in Washington. Don't they realize there is a conflict? They posed me senseless inquiries, for example, do I utilize powder and rouge and nail clean, and do I twist my hair?" One columnist even condemned the length of the skirt of my uniform, expressing that in America ladies wear more limited skirts. Furthermore, my uniform made me look fat. Sooner or later she would get comfortable with herself, broadly rebuking misogynist correspondents in Chicago with, "Respectable men, I'm 25 years of age and I have killed 309 fundamentalist trespassers at this point. Wouldn't you say, refined man, that you have been taking cover despite my good faith for a really long time?" The groups thundered in help. She visited Britain too prior to getting back to the Soviet Association. Eleanor Roosevelt would agree of Ludmila, "There is something extremely beguiling to me about the youthful Russian lady, Junior Lieutenant Ludmila Pavlichenko. She has endured. And is enduring something which is general and ties all the world together, paying little heed to language." After the conflict, Pavlichenko completed her schooling and started a profession as a history specialist, later turning into an exploration right hand for the Soviet naval force. Eleanor Roosevelt visited her in 1957 during an excursion to the Soviet Association. Ludmila Pavlichenko died in 1974. She was one of 2,000 female sharpshooters in the Red Armed Force and one of 500 who made due. She was additionally the only one of these ladies who got the Legend of the Soviet Association grant, the most noteworthy honor in the Soviet military, while she was as yet alive. However, a gauge it to be higher, Pavlichenko's affirmed kill count of 309 makes her perhaps of the best expert marksmen in current fighting. A piece of her inheritance is the Woody Guthrie tune Miss Pavlichenko.